Hello and welcome to the Album Man, and it's time for another episode of Weekly Rock News. And on today's episode, basically we have a lot of album announcements and a band announcement. That's pretty much the bulk of it. Hello and welcome to the... And today we are... Go die, bitch. Okay, so the first piece of news and album announcement is one that many of you probably won't be that bothered by, but for me, I am unbelievably stoked for this album. So Saxon are releasing another live album. Now, we all know that The Eagle Has Landed is their classic live album. What could be better than that? They release a lot of live albums. Why get excited over a new one? Well, for me, I'm particularly excited because this is a double live album titled The St. George's Day Live in Manchester on March the 17th, and it is the exact show that I went to see on Saxon's last tour. I have always wanted, for as long as I've been seeing concerts, to actually own a CD of a show I actually saw. There's just something so cool about that, to hear the versions of Princess of the Night and Dallas 1pm and 7:47 Strangers in the Night and etc that I actually heard is just so cool. That is just something beyond cool for me personally. That's coming out March 17th. If anyone is particularly interested, one of the interesting things for people who went at their show is that it does have live tracks from Sacrifice. I remember they played about 3 or 4 tracks from Sacrifice. They played the title track, played Guardians of the Tomb, I think, and a couple of others. I honestly can't quite remember. Just have a look at the set. I honestly... Oh, Made in Belfast, that was another one they played, but still, really strong set as well. Okay, so solo album I've sort of been hearing a bit about, but I don't really know who knows what it's going to be like. But of course the ex-Guns N' Roses drummer Matt Sorum, also formerly of The Cult as well, who came on for the Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 albums, he's releasing a brand new solo album under the name of Matt Sorum's Fierce Joy, and it's going to be released sometime in March. The date hasn't been announced, oddly, and it seems to be a lot of sort of acoustic based stuff and rock stuff, and I haven't heard anything from it, but he says he takes influence from Neil Young, Tom Petty, Beatles, also prog like Genesis, Peter Gabriel stuff, and yeah, and apparently there's some songs of time changes and stuff, and who knows what the hell to expect from this. I knew about that he was an arranger, certainly. He did some arrangements on the Use Your Illusion albums, but certainly I don't know him as a songwriter. I know he contributed to a couple in Velvet Revolver, but Velvet Revolver was not my favourite project or supergroup, in fact. No, not at all, no. Because, my hatred of Scott Weiland overwhelms anything they could possibly do. But that's a whole separate story. Yeah, I'll review it. Why not? I review anything to do with Guns N' Roses, so why not? But, here's what the hell is it going to be. Mr. Ian Anderson. 2 things I have to tell you, okay? 2 things. Number 1, reform Jethro Tull. No joke. You solo, yeah, okay. Reform Jethro Tull. Just do it. Just reform Jethro Tull, okay? It's not too hard, You're not just a one-man band, Mr. Ian Anderson. There's a lot of other people in Jethro Tull who were bloody awesome. Particularly the guitarist. What an amazing guitarist. He is hugely underrated. You were not Jethro Tull, okay? Stop thinking you are. Just get off that ego trip, please. And secondly, we don't need more Thick as a Brick. The first one, classic, 1972, prog classic. Number 2, honestly, I've sort of been a bit wary. I haven't listened to it. It's Thick as a Brick 2. And now this year he wants to release a new one, Homo Erectus, which he's describing as another venture into the story of the guy from Thick as a Brick who's called... oh god, what the hell is he called? yeah, the fantasy, of course, the fantasy world of Bostock, and yeah, oh, that's it. Yes, Gerald Bostock, of course, that's his name, Gerald Bostock. We don't need more. We really don't need more of him. Like, Ian Anderson, just get your act together, mate, please. That's pretty much all I have to say. Homo erectus, apparently it's a bit heavier. I might listen to it, I might not. This ain't exactly a surprise release, but goddamn am I stoked for it. My 2011 Album of the Year winners are releasing a new album, and that was the first Album of the Year awards I ever did. And of course, that is Black Stone Cherry. Yes, the last album, Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea, was my favourite album of 2011 and continues to hold up as my favourite album from that year. In fact, it's become one of my favourite hard rock albums. It's in my top 100, and it's an album I find myself frequently going back to, particularly in the summer. Great summer album, that one. But I absolutely love it. I mean, it's the best southern rock, well, it's one of the best southern rock albums for a long time, longer than Leonard Skinner's God and Guns. Criminally underrated Skinner album for actually referred to their classic stuff. Blasphemy, I know. But still, this is about Black Stone Cherry and the new album Magic Mountain, coming out May the 5th. And there's going to be a new single entitled Mary Jane coming out in the coming weeks, which I will do a track review. I don't often do track reviews anymore, but I definitely want to do one for this. I only tend to do them for big singles. And, well, this to me, this is quite a big one. So I'll be taking a look at that, very excited. This is definitely one that could be an Album of the Year contender. I mean, if it's anything like Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea, then hell yeah. I mean, Folklore and Superstition before that, self-titled. I mean, they've just got this perfect catalogue, really. I mean, I'm not saying they're all 10s, but I mean, it's just, no weak albums so far. Let's hope Magic Mountain continues this and cements them as just one of the best bands in hard rock at the moment, particularly southern rock. I mean, they even wrote a song on Leonard Skinner's last album, Last for a Dying Breed. I mean, that, they deserve a lot of respect. And I'd like to go and see them live again, though unfortunately, one little side thing we'll go on to. They did announce a Manchester concert. Of course, no Liverpool, because every band on the planet hates Liverpool, because just who knows. But for Manchester, and it sounded pretty cool because it had an audience Q&A as well, and it's sort of it was by request, so it sounded a pretty cool thing. I tried to get tickets for it. It was sold out after 2 seconds. Like, literally 2 seconds. It's like, that's not even possible. They're basically, Ticketmaster basically sold the tickets before putting it on sale. And it's just like, heb-deb. That just sucks. Absolute, yeah. I just hate that type of shit. It does not sell out in 2 seconds. I mean, it takes more than 2 seconds to confirm a ticket. I don't believe anything could sell out in 2 seconds unless maybe it's like another one-off Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd reunion or something. Not a Black Stone Cherry. No. Okay, this is going to be an interesting one. So Asia, the classic melodic rock band of the 80s, of course, their very famous self-titled album Asia, are coming back. Oh god, it's just gone off my screen for some reason. Are coming back with a new album, and they were formed a few years ago, or maybe like I don't know, quite a few years ago, with the original lineup. Steve Howe and John Wetton and Cole Palmer and Jeff Downes. But now we lost Steve Howe last year. He decided to focus on Yes, if you can even call it Yes anymore, and focus on his solo stuff, because we all love that so much compared to Asia. Yeah. And considering how great XXX was, released in 2012, one of my top 10 albums of that year, just a stunning album. Seriously, their second best album, only the self-titled beats it. I know a lot of people don't like the self-titled simply because they think things like Heat of the Moment, Only Time Will Tell, been overplayed. I don't care. Wonderful album, one of my favourite hard rock rock albums ever, and certainly one of my favourite debut albums. And yeah, so Steve Howe's been replaced by this person called Sam Colson, and their new album Gravitas is going to be released on March the 21st. And it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out, because Steve Howe has been such an intrinsic part of Asia's sound, and his guitar playing, yeah, just so synonymous with it. it'll be interesting. This is one I can't wait to review. Definitely going to be reviewing this as soon as it comes out, and I'm hoping it's good. I really am. I'm hopeful for it, but who knows what Sam Colson's going to be like. He's a lot younger than the rest of the band. He doesn't have that prog heritage that lots of the others do. If you can call Jeff Downes' tenure in Yes prog heritage, then do so. I don't. Except for that, the others they're certainly doing. God, John Wetton's been in bloody King Crimson, and Cole Palmer in bloody Emerson, Lake and Palmer. You can't get much proggier than that. And of course, Steve Howe. Yes, and also a psychedelic band, which is really cool, but I can't remember the name of now. Okay, certainly one of the bigger news stories of the week has to be the new supergroup. Yes, rising from the ashes of one of the greatest supergroups in modern times, and one of the greatest, in my opinion, of all time. As of the ashes of the crumbled Black Country Communion, which seemed to split into two camps. You had Glenn Hughes and Jason Bonham on one side, wanted to continue to tour, and on the other side you had Joe Bonamassa and Derek Sherinian. And I put Derek Sherinian with Bonamassa because Derek Sherinian's now joined Bonamassa's touring band, so clearly they're getting on. But there's that splitting camps, and well, as I said, Derek Sherinian's joined Bonamassa on tour, and maybe on the new album, I don't know, but we might see him on Bonamassa's new studio album coming out later this year. But now Jason Bonham and Glenn Hughes have decided to come back. They have come back as California Breed, a new power trio. So who is the third member, the third wheel? Well, just trying to find his name. He is... oh my god, I can't find the bloody guy's name on his article now. Aha, Andrew Watt. I have no clue who the hell he is. I really don't. Apparently he's good. I mean, Glenn Hughes says he's like a white Hendrix. Okay? I'll believe that when I see it. Because to me, Bonamassa is not an easily replaced guitarist. I mean, I do still maintain that he, in my humble opinion, is the greatest guitarist the world has ever known. I have never laid ears upon, that's a bad phrase, but there you go, upon a greater guitarist in my life, and who knows if I ever will, but goddamn, Bonamassa live, yeah, he's a beast. So, can anyone replace him? No, I hope they go for something a bit different. I hope they don't just try and be, hey, we're Black Country Communion, but without Bonamassa. I mean, Derek Sherinian's input to Black Country Communion was, yeah, it was, you know, we wouldn't miss him that much. I mean, I love him as a keyboardist, no offense to him, but he didn't get much time to shine. It was Hughes and Bonamassa, that band. And the thing is, what worries me is Afterglow. Afterglow, the last Black Country Communion. I mean, the thing with Black Country Communion, their debut album just phenomenal, just beyond, just amazing. The second album, really strong out. Afterglow, disappointment. It's like, goes like practically like 9.5, 10 for the first one, like 8.5 for the second, then for Afterglow it's like 7. Just like, And the thing of it is, that was a very Hughes-dominated album. Hughes basically wrote the whole of the album. I'm not discrediting Hughes' songwriting, he is a good songwriter, but I felt in that band and that style, Bonamassa really helped to just lift it. That sort of, you know, guitarist trained in those styles just really helped it. You know, like you know, Blackmore and Hughes on, well, up there on the Bairn album. You know, just that combination. I think Hughes needs a great guitarist. So if Andrew Watt can be that, I don't know. And apparently Jason Bonham's co-writer on some of these songs. So who knows? But I'm sceptical, but I'm going to keep an open mind. I hope this is really good, and it is produced by Dave Cobb, which gives me a bit of hope. If you don't know who he is, he's basically the guy who produced Rival Sons, so that's pretty cool. The production on there, and what he managed to get out of Rival Sons, really quite cool. Though, the big news to me, the big album coming out soon that's been announced, has to be the Ronnie James Dio tribute album. Not big in the sense that it's one of the ones I'm looking forward to the most. No, it's just, it's unexpected. Unexpected. And I would say, by looking at it, unnecessary. So I'll tell you a bit about this. So, yeah, it's a benefit album to pay tribute to the late, and it's, in my opinion, the greatest lead vocalist all time. Just no point even disputing it as far as I'm concerned. Just, you know, absolute God have him up there, of course. Yeah, you know, I could say so much. He was one of the first metal artists I ever got into. The Holy Diver album, so important in me getting into metal. I so wanted to see him live. In fact, I thought I was going to, but, you know, he, of course, ended up, you know. So, who is appearing on here? Well, we have Metallica, Motorhead, Scorpions, Anthrax, Judas Priest, Corey Taylor. Yeah. Killswitch Engaged as well. Adrenaline Mob. Not Judas Priest, like just Rob Halford. Yeah, Adrenaline Mob. And there's going to be 13 songs, 13 different bands, and of course all the money goes to the Stand Up and Shout Cancer Fund, so that's cool. It's a very good charity, I like that. A lot as cynical as I can be about charity, it has actually done a lot of good work. So it's not like I can hate back this album, because any sale goes to a good cause, so I can't hate it, but it's not, I'm going to review it, probably, possibly, maybe, but I can't say I'm getting that excited about it. Great, a Corey Taylor version of, oh, what song is he doing? Rainbow in the Dark. Oh great, I can't wait to hear Corey Taylor sing Rainbow in the Dark. Yay. Yay. Oh, and I also can't wait to hear a version of Holy Diver by Killswitch Engage, which I've already heard before. Wow. Or a version of The Mob Rules by Adrenaline Mob, which I've already heard before. Wow. I'm so pumped, so stoked. Yeah. That's pretty much how I read the article. It's like, wow, this is not exciting. Tenacious D. Oh god, I hate them. I hate them so much. They did actually appear in, Dio did appear in something with them. So, I mean, they did legit know Dio, so, you know, okay. I can understand that. Still, it's, I mean, especially just putting old songs, rehashing them on here, I don't see why I'd ever listen to this. Like, why am I ever going to think, oh yeah, I'll listen to Holy Dive by Killswitch instead of sung by Dio. Or I'll listen to Rainbow in the Dark sung by Corey Taylor instead of Dio. No, or listen to just any of the songs they're covering. I'd rather listen to it from Dio, because, well, if I want to listen to Dio, then I want to hear Dio. Quite simply, it seems pointless. Utterly pointless to me. But I certainly don't begrudge it, you know, as I said, good cause. And that's all I have to say, even though it's been quite a while, quite a long video, but just a lot of album releases for the last week. So yeah, this has been TheAIbumMan. Thanks for watching, comment, rate, subscribe, and as usual, long live rock and roll.